The science fiction author Arthur C. Clarke once wrote that any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. These technologies are commonplace to us, but even in our very modern world there are still a small number of remote tribes living a way of life largely unchanged for thousands of years. Some of these tribes are so isolated that we know very little about them. Others are classified as uncontacted. Welcome to Top 10 Event YouTube channel. Subscribe, like and bell the notification button to get amazing and bizarre videos. World's most isolated tribes. Number 8. The Man of the Hole. Deep in the Brazilian rainforest, the Man of the Hole lives one of the loneliest existences imaginable. He has survived entirely alone for more than 20 years. So far as is known, he has not spoken to another human being in this entire time. His tribe is unnamed, his language unknown, and he has only ever been captured on a couple of grainy photographs and shaky video footage. We do know that the Man of the Hole, who is believed to be around 60 years old, digs deep pits to capture animals and survives by hunting small prey with a bow and arrow. All attempts to communicate with the man have failed, and he has fired arrows at those attempting to do so. Number 7. The Piripkura Tribe. The Piripkura Tribe, known as the Butterfly People for the way they flit through the forest, now number no more than 3. One of these, a woman called Rita, chose to abandon the nomadic lifestyle and her ancestral rainforest home. She has explained how she made her decision after her family and most of her tribe were murdered. This leaves just 2 men, an uncle and his nephew, known as Tamandu and Parky. Efforts had to be made to locate the pair every 2 years in order to maintain their protection, but they are highly elusive and understandably suspicious of outsiders. Number 6. The Kahawiva Tribe. Once a numerous and settled people who produced much of their food through farming crops such as corn and sweet potatoes, the Kahawiva Tribe are now threatened with extinction. Their old way of life has been destroyed, and the last few survivors eke out a precarious, nomadic existence in Brazil's Amazon rainforest. The rainforest itself is priceless, but its raw resources are worth billions. Loggers, ranchers, and miners have steadily moved in to occupy the Kahawiva tribe's territory. However, in 1988 Brazil ruled that any land occupied by indigenous tribes belonged to that tribe. Number 5. The Dani People. Spanning 309,000 square miles, the island of New Guinea is the second largest island in the world. It had been discovered by Portuguese explorers in 1527, but deep in the heart of its forested interior the Dani people had lived almost entirely undetected for centuries. That was until they were spotted by an eagle-eyed anthropologist named Richard Archbold as he flew overhead in 1938. The Dani people's way of life was based around farming, hunting and gathering. Their tools were created from wood, stone, and bone, and each of the men wore little more than a penis good. Women did most of the work, such as tending crops and looking after the children, and pigs were the measure by which a man's wealth was measured. Number 4. The Korubo Tribe. Sidney Pozzarello is a Brazilian explorer who has probably done more than anybody else in history to discover and protect South America's most isolated tribes. Making first contact can be potentially dangerous, and this was certainly the case in 1996 when he led an expedition in search of the Korubo Tribe. Like many other Amazonian tribes, the Korubo are suspicious of outsiders. Many of them had been killed in clashes with ranchers, loggers, and other settlers. However, the Korubo Tribe, also known as the Club People in recognition of their favored weapon, fought back fiercely and had themselves killed many outsiders who trespassed on their territory. Number 3. The Areototopigasode. The Area people are made up of numerous subgroups, the most isolated of these being the Totobagasode, which translates as the people from the land of the wild pigs. For generations the Totobagasode have lived off the forest, cultivating a few crops and hunting tortoises and boar. However, the destructive forces of civilization are drawing ever closer. Some Totobagasode have emerged from the forest to ask for help. Others have been kidnapped and forced into slavery. Nobody can be certain how many of the Totobagasode still survive in the depths of Grand Chaco Forest, or what the future holds for them. Number 2. The Yanomami Tribe. The Yanomami Tribe are another of the isolated tribes that call the Amazon rainforest home. However, their culture is rather different to most of the others. This is most apparent in that they don't have any leaders. Rather than take orders from a chief, the tribe get together to discuss any important decisions that might need to be made. The outcome is only decided when group consensus is reached. Around 20% of the Yanomami tribe's diet is made up of the monkeys, birds, armadillo, and deer they hunt with bows and arrows. However, the hunter himself will never eat anything he has personally caught. It is instead shared out amongst others. Number 1. The Sentinelese. North Sentinel Island is a scrap of land covering barely more than 23 square miles. It can be found in the Bay of Bengal, just a few hundred miles from India, the world's second most heavily populated country. Despite this, North Sentinel Island is one of the most remote and mysterious places on the planet. Only a handful of outsiders have ever set foot on the island, and even fewer have made it off alive. It is home to the Sentinelese tribe, arguably the most isolated tribe of anywhere on Earth, and somewhat paradoxically also one of the most famous. Very little is known of the Sentinelese people. We don't even have any clear idea of how many of them there are, with estimates ranging between anything from 15 to 500 individuals. Next we will come with top 10 secret ingredients in every food. To get this video, please subscribe and bell the notification button.